GAGNE-metrics, the 1 minute a day way to good health, good looks, and the good life. Here with his GAGNE-metric exercises is wrestling champion Verne Gagne.
How do you feel? Pretty good, you say? Not so good, you say? Maybe not quite awake yet? Having that second cup of coffee? How would you like to feel great, exhilarated in just 10 seconds? You can with a simple exercise. Now, don't run and put on shorts or slacks because it's not that kind of exercise. In fact, why don't you finish that cup of coffee, and we'll be back in 1 minute. You heard two things just a bit ago that you're probably wondering about. Number one, I said you could feel better and feel exhilarated in just 10 seconds. How do you do this? You do it the Gagne-metric way. And what is the Gagne-metric way? It's no more than isometrics, which maybe some of you have heard of and some of you haven't. Isometrics, Gagne-metrics, we're going to call them from now on, are my way of doing isometric exercises. And what are they? It's working against an immovable object, such as a wall or a doorway here. Pushing against it, pulling against it, lifting against it. This is the Gagne-metric way of exercising. And you might say in your own mind, how can these possibly work? What do they do? This is the new, latest breakthrough in exercising, and I'm just really thrilled about it. You remember the old way, I used to after exercise, you were doing things like this over your head. You were doing these for hours, and you were doing deep knee bends maybe by the hour, by the minutes. You were bending over, touching your toes for the stomach. You were doing sit-ups, and nothing much really happened. I mean, it was good, and those are fine, wonderful exercises, and if everyone would do them, it'd be swell. But it takes a lot of time. You have to change clothes. You work up a big sweat or perspiration, and you certainly do not like to do these things. Now, with Gagne-metrics, we have no fatigue factor. You will not work up a great big perspiration. It only takes 1 minute a day, and it's a lazy man's way of doing it. And this is why I like it, and I think maybe so many of the people will like it. It's very simple. They're very easy to do. You won't hurt yourselves. You won't be pulling muscles and that sort of thing. So now we have 3 basic exercises we're going to talk about here the first day, and we're actually going to do them. We're going to do them right with you. I want you to do them with me. Now, the first one is going to be right over here in this beautiful gymnasium, the doorway. You might wonder how can this be a gym, but there are so many exercises that you can do just in the doorway by pushing, pulling, lifting, and so on. You can just build your body, and when I say build your body, girls, I mean build it. I don't mean building big, large, bulging muscles, but I mean strength and muscle tone, trimming the muscles down, slimming them down so that you will look good in those dresses that you like to wear, and men, that you'll get back in the clothes that you used to wear. So these exercises now, I want to get this straight, are for men, women, and children, for everybody. And as I said, 3 basic exercises. We're going to get started right now into the first one. What is the first one? We're going to be lifting over our heads. We're going to get in the doorway, such as I am right now, right here. Now, you girls that cannot reach the top, you might say, I just can't reach it. What am I going to do? I can't do this exercise. Find a bench, find some books, place them under you, step up on them, and here we go. Now, you're all set to go. I know you found your bench, so we'll start. Now, the first exercise, up here against the door, placing our hands in this way. Now, what is this going to do for me? It's going to help eliminate that big, maybe that, let's say, call it fatty arm, that big fatty underarm here, the tricep muscle that is not like it used to be. It's going to help stimulate those muscles in there and help trim it down, strengthen it. Not build it up, not make it bulgy, but help trim it. Also, it's going to stimulate the area in here, in your upper back, also your lower back. Now, the important thing is this. When you're lifting over your head, you have to have a strong, good base. And where is your base? But it's right here. The gluteus maximus, as the doctors call it, or buttocks, as we like to call it. So you tighten your buttocks up, which in itself is a good Gagne-metric exercise because you're tightening it up and you're holding it for 10 seconds. You're holding those muscles in, and you're stimulating them. And this builds strength and, of course, help trim those muscles up. Back into the doorway again, up on your bench now. I know you girls are ready, and you shorter people. So here we go. The first exercise with our hands placed on the top of the doorway. We tighten our base up. Our back is all ready, and here we go. Now we're going to go over for 10 seconds. And how am I going to get to 10 seconds? I'm going to count 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, and so on. So here we go. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Now let's give it all we got. 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010. Shake it loose. I know you feel better already. Now remember, we've got 2 more basic exercises to do. We'll be back in just 1 minute to show you the rest. You know, when I get through doing these exercises, each isometric or ghania-metric exercise that I do, I like to take a couple of deep breaths. It's relaxing, it's exhilarating, helps give you that good feeling. Helps put the air down in some of those air pockets in the lungs that probably haven't had air for a long time. So each time I finish with one of these exercises, pull it in very deep. It feels good and it's good for you. All right, let's get into that second basic exercise that we have. Remember the old deep knee bend we used to do that way? It's a very fine exercise and a very good one, but here's an easier way of doing it, the ghania-metric way. Now get in your doorway and sit down with your back to one side of it, just as I am right here. Now you can then put your feet up against the other side of the door as I'm doing here. Now, I know some of you ladies who have shoes on are not going to like this in your own home saying, I'm going to scratch the door. Well, just kick your shoes off right now, and I'll wait for you again, and let's get ready to go. Now, what does this exercise do for us? This is a great one, of course, for the thighs. Those flabby thighs that maybe we don't like to have, no one likes to have them. Let's say not say maybe. We just don't like to have legs like that. Trim, slim legs, the kind you used to have when you were younger. Build strength now. And when you build strength, of course, you can do the things. You can walk upstairs, or maybe you're taking the elevators now up to that first floor when you should be walking up those stairs. Walking upstairs in your own home. You can do it very easily. After just a few weeks of these exercises, not a few weeks, 1 week of these exercises, and your legs are going to be much, much stronger and trimmer. So let's go with the second basic exercise, and that's this one. Now, here we go. Now, I'm going to count again, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. You might wonder why I'm saying 1,001, 1,002, because it takes just 1 second to say 1,001, 1,002, and so on. So that's why I count. We're going to go to 10 seconds again. All ready? Now we're going to ease into it for the first 3 counts and then give it all we got, maximum effort, the last 7 counts. Okay, here we go. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004. Now let's go. 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010. That's all there's to it. And you get up. They might be shaking a little bit the first time. Shake it loose. Walk around a little bit. They might be quivering, but it's only because they are not in good shape. And this is what we want to do. We want to trim those legs and strengthen those legs up so that in about 1 week, when you get up out of that doorway, you're going to walk around and you're going to spring in springy steps. You're going to say, gee, I feel good. A couple of deep breaths again. Simple as that. Makes you feel good. Now, you've got to admit that you're feeling much more awake, much more exhilarated than you were before we started this session. Now, our third basic exercise is that deadlift. Now, the word dead, as I said earlier, don't let this frighten you because it's just the term for lifting. We're lifting against an immovable object. Again, immovable object. This railing, if you have a railing in your own home, it's perfect. If you do not have a railing in your own home, fine, go into the kitchen, pull out a drawer, or if you're in your living room, pull out a desk drawer. Not too far. It's something that you cannot lift. And you girls, if the desk is very, very heavy, this is the thing to use. But find something that you cannot lift, maybe a broom. Just put the broom behind your legs in this way and lift in that manner. Now, why there are a few things that we can do that will hurt us in these exercises. And one of them is attempting to lift with our back straight in this way, lifting and pulling up this way. This is not good for the back. Whenever you lift, you bend the knees, put something off the floor, and come up straight with it. Simple as that. You'll never hurt your back that way, and also it's very, very good for the legs. Now, doing our deadlift, our basic exercise, we're over here to the railing, we're taking this, and we're lifting, and we're going to the 10 counts again. Back straight, here we go. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Now, here we go, maximum effort. 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010. Simple as that. Shake it loose, and we're going to be right back after this message. Now, we have only actually exercised 30 seconds. You might say, where does that 1 minute a day come in? Here's where it comes in. These 3 basic exercises that we just finished doing, the doorway, the pushing against the side of the door, and, of course, over here to the railing where we're doing the deadlift, we just repeat that one more time. So it's 30 seconds for one time and 30 seconds for the next time. We have our 1 minute a day, the lazy man's way. You're going to feel great. I know you feel better right now. I certainly do just doing these exercises right here with you. Now, ghania-metrics are going to do this for you the next few weeks. They're going to help trim that tummy. We're going to help build that chest the way some of you girls would like to have that chest built. We're going to trim down those thighs for you. We're going to do many, many things for you. Help firm up that chin line. In fact, tomorrow you'll be right back with us because the chin line is the big important thing tomorrow. So see you then.
GAGNE-metrics is a copyrighted feature of the Verne Gagne Foundation of Physical Fitness, Incorporated.